Harsh truths about your 20s. Maybe things nobody never really tell you about your 20s. Maybe you know them, maybe you don't. And if you don't, that's why I'm here, girl. I got you. Welcome to another episode of Life Unedited. I'm your hostess with the most tasty girl kids. Thank you guys so much for supporting me this far, whether you're new or returning. Really do appreciate it. Today's our first ever visual episode. And I'm grateful because I've tried to film different episodes for a visual multiple times and they never work out. If you're seeing this, obviously we're uploaded onto YouTube over on my channel Life with Kids. I'll create a playlist so that you can find the podcast episodes easily and you guys can subscribe and watch over there for future visual episodes. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, welcome. I'm grateful for you guys as well. We have listeners all over the world and I'm grateful. I'll never ever take that for granted because I'm not really and truly enough to listen to me, but you guys are and I do appreciate it and I'm very grateful. So today, harsh truths about your 20s. For those of you who are new here, this is a podcast where it's my safe yap space, so to speak. I come and I talk about my life experiences and just me navigating adulthood and everything in between. Some days it's a fun, some days it's a kiki, some days it's educational and maybe a bit more serious. Either way, thank you guys so much for staying. So I don't know, when we roll out the notepad, for those of you who can see me, when we roll out the notepad, I don't know, it's serious. So I just wrote down 10 things that I've experienced throughout my 20s. And I'm just gonna share them with you guys. So if you see me I look down, I look down. I recently turned 27 a few weeks ago. It is April 9 when I'm recording this. And I turned 27 on March 15th. I don't feel like you're really setting it, but I'm grateful to have made it to 27. I know a lot of people who have not lived to see 27, or people who can't fully enjoy life the way they probably want to. Granted, things are not 100% perfect in my life, but there are small things that we take for granted a lot of the times, like being able to see, smell, walk, taste, have family and friends around or people in your corner. Those are small things that I no longer take for granted and I'm just so absolutely grateful. Yeah, there's oftentimes a pressure on us, I feel like, regardless of whatever age, and if you're older or younger, if you're not in your 20s and you're listening to this, it's applicable to every walk of life, if we have to be very honest. I can relate to it, or I structured it around my 20s because that's where I'm at right now. Maybe in 10 years when the podcast is up and running and booming and we have a big show and we can invite all kind of people to come sit and talk, we'll have a different conversation then. Fingers crossed, a better one. So Life Unedited, I'm sitting in the middle of my room and I'm recording this, and my first point that I have says nobody knows what they're doing. We really all just trying to figure it out, really and truly. There are people older than me who thought they had it figured out and it just never worked out like that. Life is unpredictable and you really don't know what's gonna happen the next minute or the next hour or the next day or 2 weeks from now or next year. We really don't know, and as much as we plan, life still happens. And yeah, people always say take it a day at a time. I saw somebody recently say, what else you gonna do? You have to take it one day at a time, and I like you can skip tomorrow and go to the next day. You have to just take it one day at a time. I feel like we're oftentimes expected to have it all together, and realistically that is not possible because, like me just say, life is unpredictable. You don't know what's gonna happen the next minute or hour or day or week or month or year, and you plan, you pray, you live it to God. Whatever happens, happens. And if you are able to change a situation or control the narrative of what happens, you do that. Otherwise, like me say, pray and live it to God. What the hell else you gonna do? It's so easy for us to get carried away and stressed out about the things that we cannot control or not having it together by a certain time. Let me tell you something. And I'll delve more into some personal things, well, not too personal, but I'll delve more into some things later on in the episode. But At 27, I thought, alright, let me tell you this. So when I started for those of you who don't know, I do have a degree from UTech in real estate. Now, when I started the course in 2018, there's a class in our list of classes that we had to do called internship. The year my group did internship, COVID came, or it was the year after COVID came, so you know we still had structures surrounding COVID, so like shutdowns and certain protocol. You can't leave your yard if your last name not start with a certain letter or whatever the hell was going on at that time. And our lecturer decided that she was not going to leave the option to us to go and do internship. I'm not sure if the companies that they had on their list of businesses for us to go intern with also agreed with that, but she never even gave us the option of choosing whether or not we wanted to. She was like, me no want to leave on the yard, so I'm not gonna leave it up to Uno to decide if I'm not gonna intern or not. And a lot of students in the class, it wasn't a large group, but a lot of students in the class, including myself, really, we weren't happy with that because we wanted the opportunity to go and intern because we want to know what the working world feel like. And it never happened that way. So I plan for it and I wait for third year come, or whatever year we did it come, and say, alright, now we're going to get a feel of the working world. And a lot of us, or some of us in the class, were planning to ace our internship so well that those companies would want to hire us after we get the degree. Never work out like that. You know what ended up happening? Most of our classes, or all of our classes, went online. I got an opportunity to go abroad and do work and travel on an H-2B work visa. And I take it, and it changed my life for the better. And even though I have the degree now, financially it is a better decision for me to go overseas and work once I am provided the opportunity again. So it's like, I never had my plan for, but that happened when I go to kill up myself and fuss and make it stress me out. No, I feel like life throws these things at you and you just have to work with it or work around it as best as possible. And that's my advice to anybody listening now. You're in your 20s, your 30s, your whatever, your teens, and you think you're supposed to have it all together. Think again. Life not set up like that. Things happen. You work around it or you work with whatever it throws you, and you just try to play your best hand. Otherwise, what else you gonna do? You can't do nothing. So don't stress about the things that you can't control, because like me say, you can't control them, so stressing about it ain't gonna change that. And so yeah, it seems as if a lot of people your age or in your peers, and let me tell you, teen me thought I would have been married already, but I'm not married. What am I gonna kill up myself because I'm not married? What am I gonna do, force somebody to marry to me? I can't do that. I really can't do that. But just have to wait my turn and wait until these things happen. So yeah, it seems as if everybody else around you has it figured out. I promise you there's something in their life that's lacking or that they themselves are trying to figure out. And roll with the punches, go with the flow, pray and leave it to God. Whatever happens, happens. If you can work with it, you do. If you can't change it, stop stressing. And that's a word to myself as well, because I tend to love preaching to the choir and the messages sometimes for me. Anyways, you take from it what you will and we keep it moving. I have your circle will get smaller, but it's quality over quantity, and your circle will change. The group of people that you start out with probably won't be the group of people in your 20s, and I'm experiencing that now. But you have to remember that there's a lot of firsts. There's so much of your life that you have not lived, that you have not experienced. You have not met all the people who are going to be in your life, and a lot of those people that you have not met yet will love you unconditionally. Plus you have people in your life now will love you unconditionally. So like where you kill up yourself for, I have lost friendships. Some of them, well, no, I've not reconciled with a lot of friends. Words have been exchanged since friendships have ended, so to speak, but there was no reconciliation. I had to do some apologies. Some people have had to apologize to me. It's another thing too, but that's not for this episode. I've had friendships And then, you know, I thought about reconciling with a friend that I am no longer friends with, obviously. For whatever reason. I don't know how the friendship ended today. And you know, I've thought about reaching out to the friend. But then I told somebody recently that I was planning to reach out to them at a particular point in my life. And then I delete the message. Come here, I say, why am I reaching out to this person? And why is the friendship over and I am the only one that seems to be making any moves towards ending it, when I am also the one who doesn't know how or why it ended. And granted, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I probably was a flawed friend at points in time while I was friends with that person. But then I say, why me I kill up myself? And then I said, on one of the days when I thought of reaching out to them, I thought, I have so many people in my life who love me unconditionally, who are there for me, who, if anything is wrong or I show my flaws or I do something that I need to be held accountable for, I am held accountable for it. Those friends are man enough. And I don't mean males, but like, they can come to me and say, yeah, do XYZ, I'm never like it, or I think you shouldn't have done this or said this. And what I should talk right there, we'll move on, because I guess we are big people. And I cannot see, looking back on the friendship, I can't see where I went wrong. Maybe there's something I'm missing. But anyways, me say, to hell with that person. When me I kill up myself, what has that person contributed to my life so much that I need to be friends with them? Not a damn thing. And the friendship was good in and of itself. I'm not saying we didn't have a good run while we did, but I'm just saying, if you've chosen to distance yourself from me for whatever reason, and or maybe I did something to you for you to do that and you have not said that to me, then I think it's not on me to come to you and say what went wrong. Well, to hell with them. Like, you let the friendship go. Maybe I was a fake friend, I don't know, maybe. And you see, this whole idea of treating your friend like a man, let it go. I feel like I've had friendships like that. I don't want to say that one was one of them, but I am not indebted to anybody. I'm not obligated to anybody. I feel like there are healthy friendships out there without me acting like I'm your man, and vice versa. And you're not going to be my only friend. And I feel like, as big people, especially now that a lot of us are, you know, older, I have so many friends who are married or who have kids, who are excelling in their careers. We are big people. We don't need to act like that. Yeah. And you would just, I think I hold people, I think I have held the people to a higher degree than they actually act or portray. There are people in your life currently who appreciate you and love you unconditionally and will call you out when you're wrong, or will hold you accountable when you have done something wrong. Appreciate those people, love on them, and when you move on to different stages of your life and you meet more people who love and appreciate you and are genuinely there for you, you appreciate them. You haven't met everybody in your life yet. Your best days are ahead of you, best people are ahead of you, the best experiences are ahead of you. Anybody who wants to stay in our past for whatever reason without acknowledging it or saying it to you, let them go. Release them. The tighter you hold on to the rope, the more it cut it on. Let it go, man. Like I said, quality over quantity. Sometimes a circle of a small, but that's when you get the best out of people, or people get the best out of you. And I just let it go. Point number 3, which is or has become one of the most important things in my life, at least I'm trying. Your body will not bounce back the way it used to. You're getting older. And in a YouTube video I did years ago, I said, one of the times I cut off my ear, I said, maybe if I find the video, I'll post that clip on the screen. If not, we'll just keep it moving. In a previous YouTube video that I did, I said, I was cutting my hair and I said, hair I gotta grow back, or hair I always grow back. Well, let me tell you something. Right now, for the first time in my life, I am trying my very endeavor best to grow my hair healthily, and it ain't moving. Okay, you see, all of the bleaching and the dyeing and the cutting and the creaming and the everything I used to do to it before, I feel like it has finally caught up to me. I'm now for the first time caring for my hair, and it feel like it'll grow ½ inch every 2 years. Well, maybe dramatic because it hasn't even been 2 full years since I cut my hair. This October will be 2 full years, but these last 2 years it's the slowest my hair has ever grown. And I've done the most to it. I've tried to find products that mesh well with my hair. It don't really seem to be working, and it's so ironic because years ago I thought that I would always be like that. Same with my health. I can no longer just eat what I want. My belly bang and me's a slim girl. Matter of fact, I look slim. I know I gain weight, but me's a slim girl. I was never fat at any point in my life, and now my belly bang, and I have to do something about it. It's April 9th. Today is 9th day. Today is the 9th day of my exercise challenge, and I'm doing an exercise challenge for April, and I'm doing 30 days of content for April. I didn't post anything on TikTok today, but may I record a video, so I guess it counts for something. You guys will get this tomorrow, and I'll upload some clips on TikTok as well. Me's a slim girl and my belly bang. I can't work and I don't look good when I wear clothes. I'm gonna feel very confident, and so I'm just here to say, in your 20s, your health is your wealth. Take care of yourself. All the things that you do go and catch up with you, and it don't make no sense. You're ruining it now, and say if you didn't know later on, fix it from now, so that later on you don't have to worry about what you did and hope to fix it. Because I feel like I'm kind of in that, you know, I want to feel good, I want to look good. Belly bang is not it. Yeah, take your vitamins, exercise. Right now I don't have access to a gym because guess what, hurricane come and blow down the whole of St. Elizabeth, and where I live was directly impacted by that hurricane, and so I don't have no gym. I don't even know if there was a gym here before. There's been years of gyms that have been in and out, but my point is, take care of yourself. Take care of the body, take care of the health, take care of the hair, on the skin. Drink lots of water. Put on the soda, man. Yeah, I drink the soda today, man. Exercise. I don't have a gym. I work out right in my room here, so I buy my little things that I need, and even if I don't have them, I make use of the heavy something them, I just use them as weights. Yeah, I turn up my back and my legs and my belly. Got to go. By December I'm gonna be a new woman physically. But yeah, health is well. Take care of yourself. Do the things that impact your body physically, and while you are feeding the physical, make sure not feed the other parts of, you know, emotional, the mental, the spiritual. Get in tune with your soul, because when your physical gone, the soul has to go somewhere. But anyways, not preaching. Number 4, careers don't often go as planned. I told you guys earlier that I thought by now I would have had a budding real estate career, and I'm not wiping myself out of the game. With the hurricane and everything, it has not been easy to get a job in real estate, and it's not quite easy for me to pick up myself and go to another parish to get a job. And as we tell you now, classmates that have secured jobs from we left university years ago while I was away on the work program, I'm making more than them, and right now we need the money. And that's not to brag or anything, but let me say, career wise, things don't always go as planned. Financially, it is a better option for me to go overseas and work at least for another year or 2, save up some money and put money towards things what I really need right now or need in the near future, and then we can think about, or maybe I can further my education after that. That's the hope, that's the plan anyways, God willing. Careers don't go as planned. Success does not happen overnight, and I think it's also easy to define what success looks like for you, and let it not be defined by what other people's success is. A lot of people's success, well, not a lot, but I know based off what you see on social media, a lot of the time success looks like going to Miami and shaking your ass on yachts, and, you know, being with the scammers and the ballers and the rappers and what am I talking to? Maybe me on social media a little bit too much, but you know, there's a lot of people who glorify that as success. And I'm not saying you can have a good time and you can roll with the ballers, but I'm just saying, secure something for yourself. Secure something a little bit more permanent, a little more stable. You know what I mean? The sensible people will know what I mean. Me know what I mean. And like me say, sometimes I preach the choir and the word is really for yourself. I'm not on yachts shaking my butt, but you know, that sounds like a good time. But I'm trying to secure or have some stability established now in my 20s, so that when I'm 37, 10 years from now, God willing, I don't have to be worrying about what I never did right. You know what I mean? And like me said earlier as well, things don't always go as planned. Make what happened work for you. You never know. I saw a video the other day that said God does not waste your years, and so any path that you're on is the path that you're meant to be on. And I believe that wholeheartedly, because what else you gonna do? Nothing. Yeah, define success for you and know that it doesn't happen overnight. A lot of things take hard work. A lot of people say, well, Jamaicans love to say, if you want to go there, you have to run. And that is true. You have to work by the sweat of your brow. And yeah, put it all into it. Number 5, stop romanticizing struggle. I feel like it's such a Caribbean thing, such a Jamaican thing, to romanticize struggle. Parents and grandparents often believe that because they had to tough it out, their kids must come and do the same. I don't believe that. And if at any point in life I have kids, I don't want my kids to come and struggle. Why would I want my kid to start from scratch when I can afford to help them along the way? You see, that's why they're rich and them pitney. You see, when the rich have children, them pitney come richer than them, because them would have set the path to make them pitney richer. You see a politician pitney rich and don't even go to school in them one country. Yeah, some of my children believe I must establish such a great life for my future kids that some of the things that me have to do to make my nose run, for them nose run like mine did. So yeah, maybe that includes asking for help when you know you need the help. I sometimes shy away from asking for help, but ask for the help, man, especially when you know you have people in your corner that can help you and that won't complain about it or that won't use it and cuss you, because that is something I know people are very fearful of. If you know, say your auntie not gonna cuss you because you ask her for help, ask her for the help. If you know she not gonna throw it in your face 10 years down the road, ask her for help. There's no, I mean, it's nice to know you work hard for the things that you have, but that's totally different than acting as if your award needs to be greater because you get it through the mud. If the next person that you can help, if your sibling or your child doesn't have to get it through the mud and you can lay a block for them step over the mud and go higher, do it. Yeah. Number 6 or 5 or whichever number this is, comparison is the thief of joy. I already said this in a previous episode. Don't compare yourself to people that you see. Don't compare yourself to your peers. Don't compare yourself to people you see on social media. People love to say, even I've said it before, not everything that you see on social media is real. However, a lot of what you see on social media is real. And so it's easy to get caught up in what you see or what you think is happening in somebody else's life and compare to where you are. We all have the same 24 hours. Unfortunately, we do not have the same resources. And guys, my little camera, she just dead in the game, so my camera battery overheated and she died, so I just switched out the batteries real quick so that I can kind of wrap this video up, even though I have 4 more points to make. Like I was saying, everybody have the same 24 hours. Yes, unfortunately for some of us, we don't have the same resources that the rest of people have. So years ago on Twitter, people were debating that Beyonce has the same 24 hours as the rest of us, so what are the rest of us doing with our lives? Unfortunately, unfortunately for us, Beyonce came from, her parents laid the stepping block for she step over the mud. so she never have to drag it through the mud, maybe not in this way that we have to. And so she had the resources, she had the money, she had the backative, she had people working for her who could do a lot of the things for her so that she never have to do it where we probably would have to do it for ourselves. Yeah. So, you know, don't compare yourself to people. Everybody's on their own path, their own journey. Like I just said a while ago, God does not waste your years, and so any path that you're on is unique to you. And just believe that if you think where you are right now is not where you're supposed to be, and it's not a great experience, you're not gonna be stuck in hell. Because why would you be stuck in hell when you're gonna come through it and there's better at the end? You get what I'm trying to say? I think I know what I'm trying to say and it come out wrong, but just to pick the sense out of the nonsense. Right. My next point, you know, do what you have to do. Save yourself. Save yourself. Save yourself. If you have somebody in your corner who can save you, good for you. A lot of us don't, and we have to figure it out, which is just another thing to add to the list. But you know, don't sit there hoping and praying and depending on anybody to come save you. Start with you. Maybe when you start with yourself or start working it out yourself, help will come and better will come, and maybe somebody will show up and save you. Yeah, I feel like my last 3 points tie in with each other, because the next one is you'll probably have several identity crises. You'll probably have several identity crises. That sounds wrong, but it sounds better than crises. You'll probably have a couple or several identity crises while you figure it out, and that's okay. As long as you figure it out. Well, no, let me not say as long as you figure it out, but identity crises in the sense that you'll be outgrowing versions of yourself. You'll be outgrowing dreams, what you thought you wanted, outgrowing people. You'll want different things, better things probably. No more than ever, a lot of people are trying to better themselves. Most people anyways are trying to be better in all aspects of their life. And so you'll probably struggle with that for a while, trying to figure out who it is that you are, what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Like me say, we're all just figuring it out, you know, literally. And I feel like the hard part of it comes from the fact that we have to go to school or go to work, and we need to maintain a healthy life within ourselves, like physically going to the gym, exercising, eating healthy, whatever. And then we are also expected to maintain healthy relationships and friendships with people outside of ourselves. And then there's so much other stuff going on in the world that we have to put up with it, even when I never have to go fault. And I mean, and you're expected to have it figured out. We already established that nobody has it all figured out. Literally nobody. And so while you struggle with outgrowing yourself or outgrowing versions of yourself and outgrowing things that you thought you wanted, it's okay. It really is. It's alright. You will figure it out, and the part of you that you'll find will be a lot better than the part of you that you thought you wanted. I've had so many experiences in my own life where a lot of the things that I thought I wanted turned out to be the worst things for me, and the things that I got after the fact. Some things ever move out of your life, or some people ever move out of your life and they come like you just clear the way for better things come. That's exactly what has happened for me. So many people that I did not want to let go of cleared the way for better people to come into my life. So many things that I didn't want to let go of cleared the way after I let them go for better things to come into my life. And I'm grateful. And sometimes the way forward is letting go of what you think you know. Word to the wise again, is sufficient. Have people will project them fears onto you, and a lot of people project their fears onto people because they're coming from a place of limits. A lot of people, I met somebody who was a professional. Was a professional what? But she's a professional, a very established lady. And I met her in one of the states that I went to when I was on the work and travel program last year. If not last year, then the previous year. She had never left the state that she was born and raised in. She was never interested in traveling. And it's like, she was so appalled that I was not from the States. Like, she's like, oh my god, you traveled all the way to the States. I could never. Yes, exactly. And that's why you've been stuck there. Well, maybe not stuck, because she seems like she's very, I'm going to say, established in her profession. But it's like, you only know what you've grown up and seen, and you've never been interested in thinking outside the box. Who projected their fears onto you? And here you are projecting your fears onto me. Me, you know, I've always said I wanted to travel, and a lot of times we say things and we don't really understand the full force of it or the full brunt of it until we actually get to experience it for ourselves. Now that I've been on the work and travel program and I have experienced different cultures, mind you, I've only been to the US. However, I've met so many different people from so many different walks of life, and you know, it's so interesting. I met people from Brazil, Argentina, Chile, the US, obviously. The camera overheat again. What's going on? I've met people from Romania, the Philippines, so many different cultures. I've seen and tried so many different things. I've even tried to learn new languages, and it's so fun. And it's like, I want to go to these places so that I can experience it, you know, actually experience it without hearing of the culture through them. And it's like, meeting those people have opened my eyes to wanting to actually travel more. And you know, I've been to a couple states and I've enjoyed the cultures there. And it's like, there's so much out there of the world to see. The world big enough, but it's small and it's achievable and attainable. And it's like, I'm not thinking limits. If my planet and it not happen, so be it. But I feel like there's so much out there to experience, so much out there to see. And I cannot allow somebody who never left the state where they're born and growing up to discourage me or call down excitement for me because they have not experienced something. Maybe it's not something she was ever interested in, but it's like, why are you creating such an excitement because I left my home country to come work here? It's like, get over it. But yeah, people will project their fears on you because of their limitations. And whatever you do, it's very important you don't listen to those people, because if you don't have the life I want, then why would I listen to you? What kind of advice you can give me? None. Pretty much none. And then last but not least, do the things you want in life. And like I said, these last 3 points tie in with each other. This ties into not letting people project them fears onto you based off their own limitations. It's do whatever the hell you want to do, as long as you not hurt yourself and you not hurt nobody, and you can afford to. Don't live above your means. That is another thing. We probably need to do another thing based on, well, I still have a ways to go. I was gonna say maybe I can do another video or another episode on finances, but we still work out that partly. But I'll tell you this, I ain't living above my means to please nobody, not even myself. If I cannot afford it, it just ain't gonna work. And I'm not gonna bend my back and try scrape through and get it. Let me tell you something. I've lived in a household where we've had to live paycheck to paycheck, and you see, when once me get out of this phase of life, I don't want that. I ain't doing that. Tell me right now, you hear me telling you, say my future kids must have a better life than I did, and I never even had a bad life. I grew up very privileged, and you know, life happened along the way, and we had a lot of low moments in between the privilege. But it's my opinion, them they must have privilege right through. It is up to parents to, you know, set that standard and raise that bar so that them can have a better life. And if you wrap this up, become a camera overeat, okay? So yeah, do the things that you want to do in life. Stop waiting on people to do things either. I know a lot of times we wait on friends and maybe with partners and family to get it together, that so that, oh, we can all go take that big family trip. If it is safe enough for you to travel by yourself, girl, you'll meet people along the way. Or boy, you'll meet people along the way. Do the damn thing and have fun doing it. Like I say, if you're not hurt yourself and you're not hurt nobody, you not put yourself directly in harm's way, you will be fine. Do it. Stop waiting on people to live your life. It is yours, and at the end of the day, you don't want to have regrets, and you don't want to say if you did know and all that. I don't want to live my life with any regrets. I think up to this point I don't have regrets. Of course, there's a lot of things in my life that I'll never do again, But I don't think of it as regrets. I think of them as learning moments or learning lessons, and I've learned from them for sure, and I know I won't be doing a lot of them again, or I've used them to make my life going forward a better one. I watch a lot of divorce court, and Judge Lynn Toler, who has been, she's not there now, but she was a very prominent judge. She did it for many years. I took a quote from her, something she said in one of her episodes, which came in so timely. It says, your 20s are for you, your 20s are for growth, your 20s are for the pursuit of a tomorrow that is better than today. Your 20s are for options and passion and knowledge and enjoyment. Your 20s are for giving. No, sorry. Your 20s are for hiring and firing the things and people in your life that don't contribute positively to an upward, forward, onward, greater, large life. Your 20s are for creating potential and not just compromising your way into a corner of a room somewhere and wondering what the hell happened. And if that ain't a word, I don't know what is. But yeah, those are some harsh truths about my 20s, maybe your 20s, maybe your teens or your 30s or whatever age you're listening to this. It's applicable to all walks of life. But yeah, let your life be for you. Let it be for growth and for setting the pace for a better tomorrow. Because what else can you do? Yeah. Stop worrying about the things that you can't control and ask God for the strength and the grace to live a good life and, you know, navigate the things that you can control as best as you can. And I think that's the perfect way to close out this episode. Don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube on Life with Kids, go ahead and subscribe. I don't think I'll be making another channel for this podcast. I'm just gonna create a playlist and then upload all the videos that I do there. Even in the future, I don't think I'll make a separate channel. I'll just have a playlist. You guys can go find it there. Don't forget to subscribe. We're growing our family. And when I'm not active on YouTube, my following has been going up. People have been watching my videos and I'm so very appreciative of that. Don't forget to subscribe. You know, and I do post episodes on a weekly basis. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcast, go ahead and rate the episode. Leave a comment if you so desire. And you know, let's grow our fam. I have lots in store. This is just season 1 and it is just the first season of greater seasons to come. I really do appreciate you guys. Until my next episode, I'm your girl Kid signing out. Bye.